Yo, what's up guys, this is Astranox and I'm back with another Epic 7 video. Alright, so I'm gonna go and try to summon, well, first I'm gonna do my daily and then I'm gonna try for Diane if I don't get a hero I don't have here. Well, I might have it, but I didn't do a review yet. Mukacha, I just did a review of him. Alright, well, he's really good, and now I'm gonna get memory imprint plus 2 speed on him, so that's good. Okay, so Diane, I got 2 4-stars in a row on the last attempts, so I'm not expecting much, but you never know. Judith, I have Judith already. I did not do a review of Judith, so I guess I'll do one. Attack with dual-wielded swords when the caster is stealthed has a 75% chance to stun the enemy. Okay, so once she's stealthed, it stuns, and this becomes a 100% chance to stun. When attacked, has a 70% chance to become stealthed for 1 turn. So you have to be attacked, and this can only trigger once per turn. Okay, and this goes up to 100% chance when fully upgraded. And this... oh! Okay, interesting stuff here. Alright, I'm gonna do a full review. Guess I forgot about that combat readiness boost. So yeah, 20% combat readiness and then gain stealth for 1 turn. This doesn't scale with speed. That's unfortunate because she would be on speed for sure because she boosts combat readiness. You definitely want her to go first, or at least, well, you need her to go before your damage dealers at least. So that is 10% more combat readiness. So 30% combat readiness, 3 turn cooldown. When you're stealthed, you do not take damage. So 3-star Fire Thief. Let's check her stats. Let's check this. What was the soul burn actually? Yeah, extra turn. That is it's good because you can do a stun with skill 1 after. So Judith, yeah, it's good that she's getting stealth because this is extremely low. That HP, defense is defense average on for a damage dealer. It could actually be on the low side. Yeah, it's a bit on the low side here, below sub 500. Yeah, not good survival. And 24% crit, so getting some from awakening and some effectiveness from awakening as well. The speed though, the speed of 117 is very good. That must be 117 has to be top tier because yeah, I mean it's higher than everything I got. Awakening, this side, effectiveness 3%, crit 3%. Now here you gain stealth for 1 turn. Speed, you need to get that one. Hopefully not after. Okay, that's good. You get the speed on the 4th, not the 5th or the 6th. Material required here for the 5th is blood flaked bone and ancient creature nucleus, which we can gain. We got a few from the current events. This Eulogy for a Saint. Now, skill enhancement. I did acquire this hero before, so I've got two. Gonna check the memory imprint afterward. In terms of what to enhance, really, if you think about it, this hero is gonna be great in PvP. You could use her in Abyss if you want to lock down a monster early on, and yeah, I mean, you can kind of abuse the stun there. It's quite high, but you have to be stealthed. So you pop this, you've got to soul burn it, but that's 20 souls. Yes, this is not the actual skill. I shouldn't show it here because it's actually enhanced with the you gain stealth at the same time. But in terms of skill enhancement, definitely gonna have to go with the combat readiness. That is, yeah, you boost your whole team combat readiness. Very good speed base of 117 after the 4th awakening. Now you're gaining 30% combat readiness. It's huge. And then you're stealthed. Next turn you are stunning a target. You might be able to, with the whole combat readiness and all that, it's gonna be quite hard to go twice before the enemy PvP wise. So but you can actually have high enough speed to go before the enemy in PvE and Abyss and stuff like that. But in a higher floor they actually have quite a bit of speed, so you're gonna need a team with a ton of combat readiness boosting speed buff. So yeah. But if you soul burn, if you save for, let's say, you kill some trash monsters, normal monsters, and then you get to the boss's floor, and you want to lock down one of the ad, because you know one of the ads is going to be problematic. Now she is very she's very niche, but I can see her being useful in PvP with the whole combat readiness enhancement for sure. So you go for that -1 turn cooldown, but especially for, well, first you get the -1 turn cooldown, so it's 3 turn, and then you've got 24% combat readiness boost all in one skill, and she's stealthed, so the next turn you can almost guarantee a stun. But really, the stealth mechanic, it's very annoying when the enemy is stealthed. You can hit them with the area damage, but you cannot target them. So you would have to enhance those evenly, I guess. But 10% effect chance here. You need Strange Jelly for the enhancement. Here, 1, 2, and for the turn cooldown -4 Malagora and 3 Strange Jelly. So yeah, and just level the other stuff. You could get the stun to 85% chance, and then start leveling this a bit, 1 or 2 times. I feel like really like getting this thing maxed is the bigger priority, because this will help your whole team. Especially if you can soul burn, that means this is potentially a 2 turn cooldown, which is quite huge. 3 turn into a 2 turn, and this gives 30% combat readiness. Yeah, you can save your soul burn for her and do some interesting stuff. Now, memory imprint. Let's see what it is. It could be speed, because usually with skill, like what acquired star, with combat readiness boosting, it's there's some good chances that it's speed, but it's not. Okay, so 117 speed is good, but the memory imprint is flat HP. Now that means there's quite a few heroes that will surpass her 117 speed because of the memory imprint later on. So not as good as I thought. Now, what else is there? The best items, sets and substats. Then moving on to artifact, where does this hero shine? Team compositions, potentially in PvP. So let's talk about the items. You'd go with speed, but I mean, just controlling some targets with the stun here and this speed will not be enough. And also the memory imprint is not flat speed. You not get speed there, it's just HP. She's fire, so the meta right now is eyes in PvP, so really you can use her for, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's gonna be easier to land with a fire hero to land attacks against earth and fire and light and dark versus ice. But right now fire against ice is not a good idea, and her kit, to be honest, kind of underwhelming because the soul burn, this thing is not gonna happen in PvP. You're gonna have to build 20 souls there in PvE, so very niche hero. She can stun, yes, can lock down a target, but you can also just have a damage dealer instead of her and just take out the threat instead of trying to control it. But in PvE with very high HP pools on certain encounters, you might need to use a stun to control the monster. But still, if you're doing PvE or PvP and you want to use her, Judith, you're gonna need to go speed and hit, because I mean you kind of need to be using that stun to your advantage. Stealth, it says if there are allies, caster will not be a target of attack. Damage received from AoE attack is decreased. Effect is removed. Well, it looks like we don't see the rest. The effect is removed. Actually, I'm not quite sure. The effect is removed when you don't have any ally that are alive when you're alone. Yeah, it could be something else though. If you know, just hit us up in the comment section. And yeah, speed hit to land that stun. You could potentially go full offense. By the way, this sanctuary category, time required -6%. You could potentially go speed, crit, have effectiveness substats, and go crit damage attack, because it doesn't say that nothing scales with speed really. Well, I mean, she's gonna go more often with speed, which means she's gonna use this thing more often and stun. But you can use her with speed, attack, crit damage, speed substat with effectiveness as well. Now the best would be, actually, you know, you could use her to set up the second turn. You don't need to go crazy speed actually on her. You could use the combat readiness boost. Could use her as an assassin. It's just we don't know the multiplier on this thing. We don't know. Now there's another problem. This doesn't attack. Mark of acceleration. Or it does. Let's see. Let's go in a stage that actually has more than 2 waves maybe. I believe this one had 3 monster per waves. And yeah. Judith, where are you at? Okay. So this you can double tap to activate. Yeah, there's no target selection, and she's already 20% in the next one because, well, that's how it works. And let's see her skill 1, if she survives, that is. So she used this but didn't get stealth because I don't have the third awakening, by the way. Stun failed. Alright, there's no stun happening. Oh, there's the stealth. Here's the stealth. There it is. Effect is removed when attacked. Okay. So this is stealth. And now this last one turn. So the next wave, yeah, it goes away because well, battle's over. But yeah, that's it. So I'm just gonna yield here. And let's talk about artifact. But for substat, I would build her as an assassin, really. So she can have a purpose in PvP. Like, she can't just be there to boost combat readiness and just land a stun and be done with it. No, she needs to actually be dangerous. And you could take the stealth into advantage. Like, you could make her, leave her squishy, but leave her very, like, have very high attack, crit damage, like an assassin. Like, she's a thief. So yeah. And it doesn't matter too much if she goes after everyone on your team. Like, you have three heroes that went before her. So let's say they are between 0 and I don't know. Let's say 0 and 50% into their next turn. Well, that's still, that combat readiness boost is still useful. For all three plus herself, because as you can see, like as you saw, she gains 20%. Well, it depends how much skill ups you have, but yeah. And you can use her as the last hitter, or just like maybe stun the healer, or whoever applies immunity or dispel or something like that, you know. And yeah, crit damage, attack, and effectiveness over speed. You could build her that way. And for stealth, you could go attack crit or destruction crit later on, or yeah, or you could go speed crit or speed hit. But if you care about just boosting combat effectiveness, stunning, you just need to have effectiveness, meaning get the hit set and get speed to go quick, to go first potentially. All right, so moving on to artifacts. So she's a thief in terms of 5-star here. Of course, something like this, between 10 and 20% chance to be granted an extra turn at the end of the turn. I imagine you going twice with that, like you're missing the stun, or like this thing procs and you're stunning 2 targets, and you can choose who you're gonna attack, who you're stunning. So it's quite nice. But it's also a 5-star, and there are better better suited heroes than that one, I guess, because she's very niche. Next one, that is gonna be the last one for 5-star. Wind Rider. Okay, cast stealth and increase attack by 30% for 1 turn when the enemy is defeated. Between 30 and 60%. She already has stealth, so you don't need that thing on her. This is better for a thief that doesn't have stealth, and a very dangerous thief with AoE, like it says, quite annoying in PvP with that thing, or even to make him have a better survival in PvE. For her, yeah, I mean, you must really like her if you put that on her. But it depends. Maybe you want to use her for something specific, and then you move the artifact into your main damage dealer thief, or your I don't know, your wyvern or whatever you're farming. Moonlight Dreamblade, increase evasion chance. If you are stealthed and you get the AoE, you don't dodge, you get hit from what I remember, but yeah, you don't need that thing. Next one. Okay, this penetrate defense between 10 and 20% when attacking an enemy not at max health. So assuming you built her very high on attack, you can have her go third or fourth, whatever, and you already did some damage because you applied defense down on whoever you're trying to kill, and then she goes and she's gonna penetrate because the target's not gonna be full HP. So this could be a very strong artifact for her. And Dust Devil, this, yes, basic attack, she can stun, so you could use this to help you land that stun if you missed it, or just deal more damage. So Dust Devil, we got that from the this Tina's event for free. This is a really good one too. Since especially if you use her as a stunner and don't care too much about the attack, you definitely go with Dust Devil or that 5-star one. But if you go with that 5-star one, I mean, Rhina and Luciel, you're gonna have to go damage, or you just put it on another Theif really. 3-star here, you're gonna go with PvE if you want to build up your speed over time. If you yeah, to be honest, get some crit with that. That's one of the better one here in 3-star, the 3-star category. It's easier to build up her crit with this, but she has to make a crit before to get the buff. So this is going to be for PvE and not so much about PvP. Now the third skill does not attack, so that's kind of minus, you know. It's not really good. Like she's like, if you build her as an assassin, she's gonna be stealth and useless for one turn. Unless you soul burn, but you're not gonna have it on PvP early on unless you use special artifact. Unless you use this, and you're gonna need to wear 2 of those because you're not gonna have it maxed early on. That's for sure. So yep, there's that to factor in. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like her skill, her attack skill should scale off of speed at least on top of attack, her skill 1, because very niche hero. You could use some of these things here, like attack defense up when health above 50, which is going to be most of the time because you're going to be stealthed and just like trying to attack with your skill 1. But to be honest, not really impressed by this hero. That's my overall thought here. Team composition, you're gonna have to go with the team, like area that goes first, defense down, and then followed by well, an attack buffer, Elson, Yuna, which are for free. Mukacha gives speed buff. You could use Mukacha instead of Tieria, and then have attack buffer like Elson, and then she could go third or she could go fourth after the third. It could be an AoE damage dealer or a single target attacker. Yeah, and yeah, you should attack earth heroes or fire. I don't know about using her to try to land that stun on an ice hero. It's gonna be pretty rough, but I guess that's it for this hero really. There are definitely better heroes than her. She is only a 3-star, and maybe we won't see any buff anytime soon. So yeah, and real quick, in PvE you should build Lorena. Don't build her. She's too niche. She's used in very specific occasions, and the usage you're gonna have for her is not enough to be worth to invest too many resources into her. So you got Elson, your attack defense buffer, use Lorena. You can have Silk, speed up for your whole team, and speed down on all the enemies with her third skill. She's a healer as well with attack buff and double heals, one team and one one target and another low, second lowest. What is it? Oh no, it heals more if the target's below 50%, so it's a single target heal. Jet's very strong, continuous healing, increased speed, dispel, and decrease hit chance. There's a lot of options for free, so yeah, don't really go all out on her. But if you have an idea and you want to pursue it, just go ahead. I mean, it's all about having fun, really. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out for now.